up, nerds? My name is Leslie Smith. Welcome to the Nerdy Narrative. Today, my friends, I am going to be doing a book haul. I have 50 new books that I would like to tell you guys about because they're going to be books I'm going to be reading over the coming months. Now, will I get all 50 of these read this year? Probably not. Am I going to continue to buy books? Absolutely. But because I have such a huge amount of books here today, I'm not going to spend a ton of time telling you what they're about. I don't read book descriptions on here. What I will do for you is list all of the books in the description box below. The link will have the book description where you can pick up a copy if you like. So for those of you who like to read book descriptions, you'll have that link there to make it easy on you. For those of you who don't like to read book descriptions, we'll just keep right on watching. Let me just get my list here. Another thing that I'll say about all of these books, I have seen many reviews from other readers who have enjoyed all of these books. So I feel like I spent my money wisely grabbing all of these books. So top of the list here is A Necromancer Called Gam Gam by Adam Holcomb. One thing to know about me, if there is a necromancer mentioned in a book, I'm going to want to read it. So I'm excited to read this one. I believe, I may be wrong, I believe that the necromancer is a grandma. Sounds like it's going to be a good time. Now, this next book I picked up because it has advanced pretty far in SBFBO 9. That is The Fall Is All There Is by C.M. Kaplan. All I can tell you is it's a fantasy novel. I don't remember anything about it other than that, but I've seen so many favorable reviews for it that I just wanted to have it. The next two are part of the same series by an author duo, Elaine Marsh and Christopher Warman, called Seasons of Albion and A Contract in Soulforn. I am probably butchering some of the pronunciations there, but I've got the covers up here so you can take a look at them. And again, all of this will be down in the description box. The next book I picked up because it is the one that my team for SBFBO, Team Bookborn, it was chosen as our finalist to go forth in SBFBO. That is Daughter of the Beast by E.C. Greaves. Next on this list is another series by H.C. Newell, Curse of the Fallen, The Forbidden Realms, and Shadows of Nindira. John Joseph Lee, I picked up 2 books by that author, The Bleeding Stone and The Children of the Black Moon. Really love those covers. The next one I had no idea existed, but as soon as I saw that there was a book on sale by Kareem Sullivan, I had to get it. It's called The Warrior's Path. I think it is indirectly connected to War of the Last Day trilogy. I believe it happens in the same continent, but it may be before the events of War of the Last Day series. I'm not sure. I don't care. Kareem Sullivan, I'm going to read it. I also picked up Renia by Carl Forshaw. Have no idea what it's about, but I have seen a lot of people reading it and loving it. The next two I picked up because my friend Kate from the Literary Apothecary read and reviewed them, and I was just watching her Twitter updates as she read them, and I was like, I've got to get those books. Those would be Legacy of the Brightwash and Legacy of Brick and Bone by Crystal Matar. I also picked up A King's Radiance by L.R. Schultz. I picked up The Necessity of Rain by Sarah Chorn. Anything written by Sarah Chorn has been very well received with a bunch of my friends, so it's about time that I finally start reading her work. I picked up Tiago Abdallah's A Shade of Madness to continue that series. Old Too Soon by Brian Bowyer. I love everything I have ever read by Brian Bowyer. Think of that joke you have with your friends. It's an old joke where somebody's like, oh, do you know what happens? And there's always somebody that goes, yeah, everybody died. That's how I would describe Brian Bowyer's books. It's gruesome, it's violent, it's just, I love it. Y'all, my little Kindle got stuffed. I have Chasing the Dragon by Mark Towse. I took advantage of the sale on Humble Bumble and got all of the Malazan books. I have 2 by Joseph Sale, The Claw of Craving and Servants of the Dark Gods. And then my final Kindle edition is The Bastard Heirs by Helen Rye Peterson. So that takes care of the digital portion of this book haul. Now we're going to get into the physical books. We're just going to start with, I have 3 piles going here. So we're going to start start with the one that's right in front of me. My friend Suze spoiled me for Christmas. She sent me a box of books. The first one I have here is Network Effect by Martha Wells, the Murderbot Diaries series. I just absolutely adore the character of Murderbot. I am so excited for the adaptation coming with Alexander Skarsgård. I cannot wait, cannot wait. So I have to get this series caught up on so I can follow along with the show. Suze fed my Emily Henry addiction and got me People We Meet on Vacation. I'm so excited to read that one. I was absolutely thrilled to add The River of Silver by S.A. Chakraborty to my collection. Some of y'all watching may have been around long enough to know how much I loved the David Bond trilogy, so I'm so excited to be able to continue reading more from that world. And then she rounded it out with this big baby, The Blackest Heart by Brian Lee Durfee. I am just absolutely thrilled to be able to continue the 5 Warrior Angels trilogy. And then next here in the stack is one I actually bought myself. I got myself Shogun by James Clavell when I saw the advertisement over the Christmas break that there was a new TV adaptation coming. It looked really good and I thought, you know what? I want to read that book. I've heard so many good things about it. I'm actually in process of reading it right now and I am obsessed. Obsessed. I am just really enjoying this book. I'm predicting it's going to be a 5-star read for me, but it is kind of early to tell. Up next is The City of Marble and Blood. Just feast your eyes on this beautiful cover. All you classic fantasy fans out there, this cover, Baen Books just is cornering the market on beautiful fantasy covers right now. This is book 2 in the Chronicles of Hanover by Howard Andrew Jones. I recently read the first book in this series. It was my first 5-star read of 2024. I cannot wait to get my eyes feasted on those pages to continue the series. I have a funny story to go with this next one. Wolf Gone Wild by Juliet Cross. When I was at Miramar Beach for Christmas, Chris and I went shopping. I walked into Books A Million. I walked 2 rows back, turned a corner, looked at the shelf, and I just kind of let my eyes float around for whatever book cover or title jumped out at me. And there was one. It was the second book in this series. I thought the title was really cute. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to buy the first book in the series, go in completely blind, just buy it because of the title and see what happens. I have no idea if I'm going to like it or not, but it should be fun to find out. My next one here is a collection of short stories by L. Stevenson, and the title of this collection is Gods, Ghosts, and Monsters. If this author's name rings a bell, this is the author who wrote The Boatmore Butcher that I have just absolutely read and loved many times. The next one in the stack I am really proud of. This is the limited edition advanced reader copy of The Last Phi Hunter by Selene Goldenberg. I'm probably butchering the author's name. I do apologize, but look at how cool that cover is. I'm going to be reading and reviewing this one very, very soon. I am so excited. It's supposed to be a mythic dark fantasy, which is just, you cannot go wrong with that combination in my opinion. The next 2 that I have here in the stack are from my friend Kate over at the Literary Apothecary. She got me the Next in the Locked Tomb series by Tamsin Muir. This is Known of the Ninth. Hopefully 2024 will see me catching up on the Locked Tomb. Every time I go to read that series, continue that series, I reread Gideon the Ninth because I just absolutely love that book so much, and then I stopped. Kate also fed my Emily Henry addiction and got me Beach Read, so I now believe that I own all of Emily Henry's work. I could not be more excited. I just love her. So one of the books that I read in 2023 and absolutely adored was The Diviners by Libba Bray, and it happens to be a favorite series of my friend Sharon Dwyer. And Sharon sent me the next 2 books in the series, Before the Devil Breaks You and Lair of Dreams. And the day that I received these books in the mail from her for Christmas, just 3 days after I had last talked to her, I got the news that she had died suddenly. So these are the last 2 books that I have from Sharon. I am going to be reading this series and finishing this series this year as a tribute to her memory. Those are very special. I have so many books on these shelves that came from Sharon Dwyer. If you have been a part of any of the online book community, whether it be Discord or Twitter or Instagram, you have likely interacted with Sharon. Just a genuine and generous person. Continuing on, I have here The Puzzle Master by Danielle Trousseau. Sony. I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. I received this book from Penguin Random House to read and review. This is a new to me author. I actually had this on my want to read list. So when Penguin Random House reached out to see if I'd be interested to receive a copy to read and review, that was a no-brainer yes for me. This one I should be reading very, very soon. My beautiful collector's edition of Don't Fear the Reaper from SST arrived. It is just absolutely gorgeous. It's illustrated. It has so many cool features. Somehow SST keeps their limited editions affordable. You see a limited or special edition of a book on this channel, it's probably come from there. My next book I am incredibly excited to read. Have y'all ever heard of the Moomin books? I've seen them pop up here and there. I just love these little creatures that are called Moomins. I can't wait to start this series. This was sent to me by my friend Stacy and her family. Her kids helped pick it out. It was so cute. She had them play all these different games to see who won that would get to choose the book to send to me. So the story that went along with how I got the book is just as cute as I believe this book is going to be. Next in this stack is A Curse of Krakens. This is from Kevin Hearn's series called The Seven Kennings. I am so excited to continue the series. I want to say this is a trilogy, so that's a completed trilogy. I have really got to get that one finished. But of course, y'all know me, and I want to start over and read from the beginning again, so hopefully 2024 will see that happen. My next 3 books here are gifts from my friend Sean. Sean has never sent me anything less than a 5-star read, so I am very excited because the first one here is Walk the Darkness Down by John Bowden. I have only read something that John Bowden co-wrote with Chad Lutsky previously, so I'm really excited to read something that's just by John himself, see how I'm going to like that. I think it's going to be another 5-star read for me. The next 2 are collections by a new favorite author, Philip Fracassi, who Sean also introduced me to in 2023, but I have Behold the Void and Beneath the Pale Sky, so these will absolutely be read this year. And then my last stack of books here are all by the same author. Lily Ann Crow was so generous as to send me a physical copy of both of her fantasy series. The first 2 are from The Will of the Wayfinder. I have Dreams of Dust, which I have already read, reviewed. It was a 5-star read for me. And then River of Stars is the next book in that series. And then her other series, A War of Whispers, I read and reviewed already, If Light Above. I gave this one 5 stars. It was my semi-finalist pick in SPF BO 9. Next, book 2 of The War of Whispers, then Dark Below. Book 3 from the Shrouded Heights of the same series, and then To the Gilded Depths. Just absolutely gorgeous covers. Oh, I don't know if this counts or not. It's a comic book that I picked up. It's a collector's item from Halloween Horror Nights. They do comic books every year at Halloween Horror Nights. This particular series is a Halloween Horror Nights comic specifically written and released as part of Halloween Horror Nights. This is issue number 32. They do 3 or 4 printings each year with different covers. So this is the one that I ended up with, and I'm going to start collecting them. I think I have a couple of more from years past. I just don't know what I did with them. More than likely they ended up in one of my memory boxes. I do a memory box every year where I just put stuff in, like if I go somewhere and I get a ticket stub, race bibs from 5Ks or whatever that I do, I just put all that in a box and then I box up at the end of the year and start a new one. So it may be in one of those boxes. Y'all, that is the end of this massive book haul. I probably should have done one before now, but things were busy. I was traveling a whole lot. So I just kind of put the books to the side and said, I'll get to them one of these days. Again, all of these books are going to be listed in the description box below. Each one, I will have a link to the full book description if you would like to read further on those. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one.